All right, and what the hell everything for Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. Tim Logan, how are you today?
Good. It's like Monday, even though it's Tuesday.
It's a good radio show today.
Labor Day messed up the internal clock.
I want to talk to you later about doing the news from home. We talked about it a little bit on the show, and we're going to hit it again.
Yeah.
Just like it's a new world as far as, doing things remotely and learning how to do things remotely. So I think that's interesting. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Also, Mike Tyson gets hard when he fights.
That's the story.
And Fat Guy News, which is, this is a real thing. Let's see, was it cereal?
Mayonnaise?
Little Debbie's made cereal. Oh, and Mountain Dew is making a different kind of Mountain Dew, which is terrible. But that's coming up for Fat Guy News. I have saved this. I bet I've had this saved for months.
Okay.
I got it, and I created a podcast folder for prep, things we could do on the podcast.
Yeah.
And but I forgot I made the folder because it's brand new. And until something becomes routine, I forget about it. Right. But this video I found on Facebook, it's for Papa Christo's Greek Deli. Now, Tim, look that up and see where Papa Christo's Greek Deli is because I'm curious. But
Not Greece.
I don't know how much they paid Ja Rule to do this. I don't know how much money Ja Rule needs right now. And I don't know how old this is, but somebody paid Ja Rule to be the spokesman.
It's in L.A.
It's in L.A.
Yeah.
Somebody paid Ja Rule to be the spokesman for Papa Christo's Greek Deli, and it is the funniest,
my God,
most absurd commercial ever. If I could pay Ja Rule to be the spokesman for Smitty in the morning, I would.
Maybe with Cameo or something.
It make you want to slap your mama. Papa Christo's got the best motherfucking gyros you ever ate in your life. It's so good. Then when it thinks you got to have Peters. Papa
Dude,
Christo, Peters. They got everything.
This is the best commercial ever.
Down to some of my favorites. They got
Tzatziki.
Hold on. Octopi tequila. Well, whatever. But it's good. Avolo soup. Carve pizza.
You know, he
and
just
they got wine too.
points
I'm
at the
telling
menu.
You,
I think I want it too.
You can't even pronounce the food. It's so good. Show them what you're working with, Papa. Show them how you do it.
Hey, Papa. Hey, where are you? Papa Fish, are you here?
What the
It just
hell?
gets better and better.
Come on down to Papa Christo's, 2771 West Boulevard, Pico. Or you can call right now and get it delivered. Papa Christo's. Ooh, make you want to do the dance.
This is the best commercial of all time.
Wow.
That's the best commercial of all time right there.
I imagine the way he couldn't pronounce any of the words, it's just him. If he ever did actually eat there, which I kind of doubt, he just goes, I want this, and he just points at the menu because he can't say the words. Oh, my God.
That'd be like if somebody said, Smitty, I want you to be the spokesman for your business. I can't pronounce things.
You're like the spokesman for a baby clothes store. Could you imagine that? Like if they got you to do that?
No.
That's like what this is with Ja Rule, which and this reminded me, I talked to Ja Rule one time.
Really?
One time I got to talk to him, and it was so stupid. And it's not that he's dumb, but apparently he was coming to Traverse City, and this had to have been 15 years ago.
When he was famous?
When he was famous, he came to Streeters.
I mean, he's famous now, but he was big then.
Yeah, back when Streeters was still a thing.
Yeah.
And I worked at a group of radio stations, and I was on the country radio station. I did country music at the time. So the phone rings, person at the front, they come back around the back, they go, oh, hey, you got a call from something with Streeters. And I'm like, I thought it might have been Doug, the owner of Streeters.
Yeah.
He'd call sometimes to talk about ads. So I go and I pick up the phone. It's like, yo, this Ja. And I'm like, yeah, sure you are. Get the hell out of here. Like, you're not Ja Rule. Yeah, Ja Rule's calling me. He's like, yo, man, it's Ja Rule. And I'm
telling
like,
you.
I'm like, yeah, okay, sure thing. He's like, dude, they told me to call this number. I'm supposed to do promo for the show. And I was like, oh, you're seriously Ja Rule? He's like, yep. I'm Ja Rule. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. I didn't know what to do. I was supposed to like interview him about the show. I knew nothing.
Dude, at that point, you just get him on and start going, so tell me about you just calling the station just now and not having any idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just recorded him, and it was just me going, big concert coming up, huh, Ja? It's so stupid. I was all sweaty, nervous, like, oh, Christ, I screwed up this Ja Rule thing, and I didn't know what was happening. And I remember talking to Doug Street like a week later. I'm like, why the hell is Ja Rule calling me out of the blue? He's like, oh, I forgot to tell you he was calling.
Oh, my God,
I'm
that's
like,
amazing.
Yeah. Dude.
Why was he calling the country station?
Well, he was calling just the group of radio stations, and so it was like on the office phone. But nonetheless, I was like, what the hell am I going to do with this? I don't know what to do. It's like 22 years old, like, I'm scared. Ja Rule. We made it through, though.
You've gotten
this
also
show sold out.
You've also gotten smarter and wiser in your old age.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, especially when you try to hook up sound. I was doing the news from home yesterday. How'd that feel like?
Well, I woke up an hour and a half later than normal.
Yeah.
That was interesting. My equipment, my computer at home, I'm just getting it's not a Smith hole by any means, but I'm trying to get my own self-reliant studio at home.
Yeah.
And it sort of works. And then other times it sort of doesn't work. And
well, the thing is, for people that don't know, in our line of work, as stupid as that sounds to say out loud, it really just benefits you to have home studios. You can do so much work at home; it's ridiculous if you want to.
It's like, if there's a snowstorm, pandemic, etc., I can just do it right in the living room if I want.
Yeah, but I mean, it's getting it set up is a lot harder than you would think. Like a mixing board into the, you look up mixing boards, USB mixing board. It's supposed to plug right into the computer, and it's supposed to work. Kind of that easy, and it's never that easy. There's all kinds of rigmaroles and buttons you got to push and settings you have to check. And I was up until 10 o'clock in the morning the other night when I got this thing hooked up, which I started at like 1. Okay, 8 hours, and it still wasn't fixed. When was it? Friday. So Friday morning, I had no sleep because I was up all night with this damn board, and I got it working literally moments before we went on the air. I'm like, this is fantastic. Oh, praise Jesus. I believe in you now. Give me a Bible.
I know. The first hour of mine was spent, the computer did not recognize my equipment. It said it was like, you didn't plug anything in. I'm like, oh, I did. Oh. And then I had to go to some Google forums, and some guys go, oh, you need drivers, you dumbass. And
I am a master of looking up tutorials now.
Oh, and I still sound like I'm in a tin can on the side of the road when I record stuff. But
you'll get it figured out.
We'll get there.
You'll get it figured out. You got Bear Headlines coming up after 6. This is the first What the Hell Everything podcast since putting in that new board. And if let us know how it sounds. If it sounds good, let us know. I almost said the phone number. But no.
Technology. Just comment it in wherever you're watching this.
I think we both watched this on well, first of all, I wanted to ask you before we get into the Mike Tyson thing, because he gets hard when he fights, and it's hilarious.
It's so weird. I mean, I kind of understand, but it's weird.
Is it weird doing work from home? Because that was the first time you've ever done the show from home.
Yeah.
It's got to be a weird thing, right? Like, I have the basement, thankfully, that I can go down. You don't have a basement. You don't have as much privacy as I have.
No, I was in one of the spare bedrooms and just sort of had it all wired together. And but even at that hour, I found myself trying to be a little more quiet than, like, in the news today. Like, and then it was like, well, you got to do it loud enough to do it, you know? And I finally just did that. But then the settings switched around on me, and so I could have been talking like this, and it would have been this tiny little WAV file, and just...
But like you, or like me, you had it figured out at like the 11th hour.
Yeah, I got it in there.
Isn't that... It's just crazy how it works. It's just like panic breeds creativity and reason for some reason. And you're like, the last minute... Oh, I realized what I did wrong. Boom. There it is.
I had so many effects on that first news setup that I had to send you. It was like do this, crunch, 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 crunch. Like, I mean, it was 7 different things I did to it. And I listened back and went, that's a lot of work on still crappy audio. But it did okay.
I think we both watched this or listened to it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I did. I listened to Mike Tyson.
I watched the first hour of the Mike Tyson podcast.
Mike Tyson is fascinating to me.
He was talking about Joe Rogan brought him in and brought him into this topic by saying, dude, when you fight, you're like a different human than any other human. Like, there's just this thing inside of you that when you see him working out like he's working out now, the videos, you're like, Jesus Christ, man, that guy looks like he's going to murder.
He looks dangerous.
Because that's who he was. He was the most dangerous man on the planet. Like, people said it, and it's not a joke.
Yep.
Like, he was arguably the greatest boxer of all time. Arguably. You can make a case for it.
Yeah.
So Rogan was saying, man, what drives you? Like, what clicks? And I don't know, man. It's basically
what makes you train that hard. What makes you just go to that next level of violence when you get in the ring?
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
He said because he gets erect. He gets erect when he fights. That's like his mindset. He gets turned on when he's fighting.
Yeah. He said even thinking about it. He was thinking about fighting. He's like, sorry, Joe, I'm sitting here at this table. He's like, I'm glad the table is waist high. Like, because he was excited, literally, about fighting.
You wonder how much he's definitely. I feel like he's definitely being literal.
Yeah.
You know, Tyson is a weird, public figure to me in that, he did some terrible things.
Yeah.
He really did some terrible things, and I'm pretty sure he admitted to those terrible things.
Yeah.
Including the rape and that. But I always root for, some sort of redemption. Like, if you can literally find yourself being a better person, then I think that counts for something, especially if you show remorse for something that you did wrong. And I think he's done that. I think he admitted to it and showed remorse. I think there was an interview somewhere where he did that.
So.
So I look at him as like a sympathetic figure of this fucking kid who came up from nothing in Brooklyn as this 13-year-old kid on the street who found a father figure who trained him and turned him into the best boxer of all time, kind of taught him how to be a man. That guy dies, and Tyson's life just fucking spirals. Beat the hell out of his wife, Robin Givens.
Yeah.
The rape that we mentioned. So he was going down a terrible path at that time.
Yeah.
And you hope that there's some sort of redemption for that guy. At least I do.
It has to be. And I don't know. He strikes me when I listen to him talk. It's like either he's the dumbest smart guy I've ever heard or the smartest dumb guy I've ever heard. I can't figure out which because he'll say some stuff and that guy is nuts. I don't even know what he's talking about. And then 2 minutes later he'll say something and go, that's really thoughtful, Mike Tyson.
Well,
I don't know how he does that.
He definitely grew up uneducated.
Yeah.
You know? So I would say a smart dumb guy because I didn't necessarily have a lot of formal education, but you get a lot of life experience and you gain a lot of wisdom along the way. And it sounds like he's gained some wisdom.
I think so.
The whole reason I brought that whole thing up about wanting redemption for Mike Tyson, but he had a history of sexual assaults and assaults.
Yeah.
So you wonder if, there's something in that fighting aggressive biology that you're just that's a weird psychological thing, man.
Yeah, especially the idea that he's pitching a 10 every time he wants to fight. That's a tough, I mean, it all makes sense together,
You get
but
to
it's
that
terrible.
fever pitch and you're just it's like, dude, go in the back room for a minute by yourself.
Go play with the pigeons. That's what he used to do. He's got pigeons he plays with. It'd be his code word. Go play with the pigeons.
Oh, Christ. That's the new name for it. Just go play with your pigeons and shut the fuck up. All right, fat guy news. I get excited whenever I see any kind of new innovative ways to eat.
Not Tyson excited, just to clarify.
Yeah, got some fat guy news for you.
Fat guy news.
I mean, you're less fat, so it might fall on deaf ears here.
I'm not fat.
But Mountain Dew is releasing a gingerbread flavor for the holidays. It sounds like I like gingerbread, and I like Mountain Dew. But there's just something about that where I'm like, I don't think that's something I want to try.
I have double frustration on this. For one, because that just sounds really bad for you. But two,
it sounds really bad
it's
for you.
a new thing from a popular product. And of course, I feel the urge to try it at least once.
It's called Snapped. like gingerbread snaps.
Snapped.
You know? Fat Guy News Part 2.
Oh.
Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pie will now be a cereal, or it is now a cereal. Apparently, it already exists. They're described as crispy oatmeal puffs with a cream coating, and they look like if Cheerios were bigger. Which, by the way, speaking of big cereal, what a hilarious thing that happened to me a couple weeks ago. Because I'm fat, and I go into the store, and I buy cereal, and I decided to buy the Reese's Puffs.
Oh,
okay?
I love those.
And I just discovered them, actually, like a couple months ago. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're so good. But they were like the Big Puffs, like a new kind of Reese's Puffs cereal, but they were big puffs.
Giant puffs.
Yeah, and I didn't, I saw it, and I'm like, oh, big puffs, I'll get those. But I didn't realize that they were as big as they were. They were each like those big marbles that you get when you're a kid, like an inch in diameter. I could fit 2 on a spoon. I'm like, I'm just trying to open my mouth wide enough like a boa constrictor, trying to eat these damn cereal.
Disconnecting your jaw to eat these things.
I felt like it. There you go, Fat Guy News.
Wow.
It's a true story, man. Yeah. I feel like for real, like because my jaw is out of joint anyway most of the time. It's out of place because I got kicked in the face when I was like 18.
What?
I was in a fight and I got kicked in the face. I got jumped by like 3 guys.
Were you on the ground and they kicked you,
Yep.
like straight kicked
Yeah,
you? Or
yeah, I got knocked out
you
cold.
got curb
Yeah,
stomped?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But my jaw is out of place now. Like,
Oh, I hear it.
I can't open it straight. It gets locked in one position, so I got to bring it back in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So, like, there's one reason why I have all these weird twitches.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always moving my hands, but I'm doing that with my jaw all the time because I got to feel like I need to stretch it.
I've always heard the noise in the headphones and the microphones. Never
Like, people see me going like this, like, what the fuck is he doing?
eating giant Cocoa Puffs. In a way, that beating led you to be able to eat giant cereal.
Yeah.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is not a blessing in disguise. This is the opposite of delicious. We saw this, and I saw this in a flash today on video on Facebook, scrolling through, and I'm like, ugh, this is for a podcast. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I think this is from Guinness official page, Guinness World Records official page.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read, what's the description say? It's Michelle Cardboard Shell Lesko will down 3.448 grams or gallons. Those look like those are giant jars of mayonnaise. In 3 minutes, the equivalent of 3.5 jars.
86 ounces. So
She's
almost
gonna
a gallon.
Eat a bunch of mayo.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, it's so much egg.
It's not even. It's okay. Here
texture.
We go. It's a 4-minute video. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to take. I don't know how much anybody else is going to be able to take. This is. I wonder if Guinness is going to pull this video.
Beast.
But what is? Oh, why would you do this? Do you have to like mayo to do this, or you just figure you have a tolerance for mayonnaise to do this? Because this looks like I want to die watching this.
I like mayonnaise, but I don't think on its own I could really eat it. I put fries in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, but like.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh.
It looks like she's on jar 2. We just started the video late.
Yeah.
Dude, why?
Ugh.
Oh, you can see her go, it looks like the worst thing you could ever do to yourself.
That twinge in the back of your throat that mayonnaise gives you, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's got that specific flavor, and it, like, gets in the back of your throat when you're eating it on a sandwich.
That makes me want to throw up so much.
And it's just gotta be, like, emanating through her
And I'm not going to lie, I got high before the podcast, and whenever I get high, I'm more susceptible to wanting to throw up, and this is the worst thing I could possibly imagine right now.
Oh, my God. She's, like, halfway there. We've been watching her gulp mayo.
Oh. I don't know if I can watch this whole thing.
That's okay. Let's look the other way, maybe.
I don't even know if I can hear it.
That was the jar. That was not her mouth. Oh, she's like fighting through.
Is she gonna?
Well, I think
do it.
Oh, she's halfway through. But I think the thing of it is, it's not even that she doesn't like it. It's that it's so much she has to try and gulp it down, like make it.
She's gonna throw all of it up.
Later, yeah. I imagine.
Where's my trash?
Where's my trash? She says. Oh, she's trying hard.
Whew, can't pull. How much time ago? About 30 seconds for me.
Why would you do this? Why do you have to feel the need to set a world record? Why?
Oh, so she was just going as far as she could get in hopes of breaking the record.
For the love of Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm joking.
How do you discover you have that talent? Wow.
Stop. Oops.
Oops.
Great. Whew.
You know what I'm
If I
impressed.
open up a Guinness World Record book with all the Guinness World Record titles and I'm amongst them, I think it's going to be super exciting.
Ah,
And
shut up! Be
I'm gonna
ashamed
buy
of yourself!
copies for all my
Be
friends for
ashamed of
Christmas,
yourself.
but
Be
don't tell
ashamed
them
of
because
yourself.
it's
I'm done.
The thing I'm most amazed at is she ate
Michelle.
I mean, congratulations and everything.
The most mayonnaise eaten in 3 minutes. To achieve this record,
she
Shut
ate
up.
that much mayonnaise and got none of it on her shirt. I take one bite of anything, including like a yogurt or anything. I'm wearing it. And she was just scarfing, gulping, going, and
Yeah.
nothing on her shirt.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
that looked professional.
What, the eating?
It's just, well, I was saying everything around the mouth anyway. Those took massive amounts of talent.
I'm sure she's getting a lot of texts from people on the internet.
Yeah, she's getting an OnlyFans next.
Just
That's a joke. I'm just kidding.
Watch
She's
me.
not really. I don't really think she's getting an OnlyFans.
watch me gulp mayo.
That's a blowjob joke. Okay, what's next? Oh, this is the last thing, where apparently you got to be really happy to apply for jobs in Great Britain. You have to be a happy, or you don't have to be a happy person legally.
It's not legal.
weird.
But it's preferred.
Yeah, comes out of Great Britain. You know, if you're applying for a job, you know, you'll see the job description posted. You know, we want these kind of people to work here. We want, you know, in this particular instance, it's at a hair salon. So you would think, like any other service industry, you say you want positive, happy people.
Makes
you know?
sense.
Makes sense. Hair salon in Stroud, England, put up an ad for a new stylist. One of the lines said, it's a busy, friendly, small salon, so only happy, friendly stylists need apply. They got a call last week, the salon, from a local job center. I don't know how much authority a job center has. I don't know if it's like, what's the unemployment agency or something like that.
Something to that extent.
Something
yeah.
like a federal, what do they call that? What does Julie work? Human resources.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you were going for.
Yep.
Gotcha.
She says the job center told her, quote, the word happy is a discriminatory word, and they weren't allowed to use it. As somebody who was not happy will be discriminated against.
I got some words for him.
I got some words for you.
Uh-huh.
Goodness. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm overall, I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, actually. I feel like I'm a pretty happy person. But I'm also the first person that is in a piss mood if I have to work a job dealing with the public. But I look happy.
That's part of the job.
It's part of the job.
Yeah. So
Like, if you're an out-and-out dick, nobody's going to want to work with you. Nobody's going to want to come get their hair cut by you.
no,
You know?
hey, you're super bummed out. Apply here. No,
I don't feel like that's discriminatory one single bit.
not at all.
That's your wake and break. Now you feel normal. Coming up, we will be talking about...
Hey. Normal's a discriminatory word. I don't know.
You just...
What the hell?
You made me hit a tipping point in
broke
insanity. You broke me. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Oh man, Like, yeah, I almost for a split second was like, is he having a seizure because I said a dumb thing? And then you weren't, luckily.
I feel like I channeled Jacob Marley when Ebenezer Scrooge told him he's a bit of underdone potato, and he's like, ah! I was like that. I was about to go off like Jacob Marley.
Beavis.
Well,
that was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird.
But
as long as you're okay.
you know what
after
you know what you get with me, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, kind of.
Well.
What the hell, everything?
What the hell, everything?
And now the audio recording will say it for us.
What the hell, everything?